All right. Hello, fans, and welcome back to the Upper 90 YouTube soccer channel. Today's Monday, so we're talking about the Premier League team of the week. Now, this is a week 5. I had to make some selections in this. We're going to move a few players around, but the formation that we're going to go with is a 3-4-3 like we typically do. We will, again, tinker some players around to make this formation because there's so many players that should have made this list this week. It was very difficult to pick just 11 players. So with that, let's start with our bench. Now, with our bench, we're only going to go with 3 players, and I went with Marcos Alonso, Virgil van Dijk, and Tooney from Brentford. Now, all 3 of these players possibly could have made this list, but again, when you see all the other players I picked, it's going to make sense why these 3 were just on the outside looking in for the top 11. So let's start with our goalkeeper. Now, the goalkeeper I wanted to go with this week happened to be Ramsdale from Arsenal. This is his first game starting for Arsenal. Now, it looks like he may be the starter overall, and he had the following stats for Arsenal. He had a clean sheet against Burnley and 3 saves. Now, I know that's not a whole lot for a goalkeeper, but again, this was his first game, and he may be pushing Leno out and taking that role over, and I think this is a great debut for a goalkeeper, and that is why I'm picking him in my starting 11. Darlow from Newcastle also had a phenomenal game this weekend, but again, like I said, I wanted to go with a player that I think really deserves it, and that's Ramsdale for this week. Now, moving on to our defenders, we had 3 defenders, and yes, it's a little bit more heavy based on Chelsea due to the fact that they played Spurs and they played so well, so don't be surprised when you see multiple Chelsea players here. So the first player that we have then is going to be Thiago Silva. Now, he had the following stats. He had 2 shots on target, 1 goal, a clean sheet against Spurs, 6 clearances, and 4 aerial duels won. Now, like I said, it's not too surprising that we picked Thiago Silva. He was definitely rock solid in defense for Chelsea this past weekend. In the beginning of the game, Spurs were looking close to scoring a goal, but in the second half, they were shut down completely. Thiago Silva obviously being one of those players, and there was another player, which again, we're going to talk about in just a little bit, that also helped with that. Our next defender that we have, though, is Ruben Dias from Manchester City, and he had the following stats. He had 6 clearances, 3 interceptions, 4 block shots, and 1 clean sheet against Southampton. Now, the clean sheet against Southampton really shouldn't be too big of a brag for any type of player because, again, if you're Manchester City, you're expected to win these games, and they ended up drawing this game. But don't take anything away from how well Ruben Dias played this weekend because, again, he's one of the main reasons why Manchester City have been playing so well, not only this season, but last season as well. He's been a huge influence in the defensive line and really a step up for any player that plays along with him, whether it's Ake, who played this weekend with him, Laporte, or even Stones. He just helps players around him play so much better. And then our last defender that we had, like I said, is another Chelsea player, and that is Rudiger. And Rudiger had the following stats. He had a clean sheet against Spurs, 2 shots on target, 1 goal, 1 aerial duel won, and 2 clearances. Now, like I said, it's not too hard to see why we picked these Chelsea players. They obviously score goals, which again is going to put you up a lot higher than any other defender. They also had the clean sheets, and overall, all these players look so well, which again is why Marcos Alonso was even on the bench too. I thought about moving him into the midfield, but I couldn't have that many Chelsea players. So again, I picked with Rudiger and Thiago Silva. Now, in the midfield, though, we are going to start with none other than James Milner, a player who I thought would never make this list. Somehow he is still playing in the league, and he had the following stats. He had 2 shots, or 2 tackles won, 3 accurate crosses, 3 interceptions, 4 clearances, and 2 aerial duels won. This guy put in a shift this weekend for Liverpool, and again, I'm so surprised with his age how well he's able to perform. But again, he's one of those players that Klopp can just go in, pick, and put into the starting 11 almost in any position, and you know he's going to produce, which again he did this weekend. Now, next on our list is a Newcastle player, and that is St. Maximum. Now, this guy is always fun to watch, and he had the following stats. He had 4 shots on target, 1 goal, 2 tackles won, and 1 accurate cross. Now, the stats don't give the whole picture, because what this guy can do on the pitch is just cause massive headaches for any team he plays against. His foot skill, his speed, everything he can do on the pitch is really difficult for any team, and that's why I picked him. Not only because he scored a goal, but again, what he can do with the ball at his feet, and again, how he can open up defenses as well. And our next midfielder then we went with is Rafinha from Leeds United. Now this player had the following stats. He had 3 shots on target, 1 goal, and 1 tackle won. While Leeds did not win their game against Newcastle, they won or drew 1-1. This again was another player in the midfield who was really helpful for Leeds, but again, they couldn't get past that final hurdle to win the game. But overall, this guy has been playing pretty well for Leeds. He's had a few bad games early in the season, but when he's on, he's definitely on, and he was on this past weekend, which is why he was picked. And our next midfielder is Odegaard from Arsenal. Now, like I said, it's kind of surprising seeing Arsenal players because they've been playing so well as of lately, and they've definitely got out of their rut. And they play Tottenham next week, which surprisingly, if they beat Tottenham, they will leapfrog Tottenham and go ahead of them, even though Tottenham was top of the table a few weeks back. So that shows how Mikel Arteta has been doing, but not only their midfield's been doing really well, and Odegaard is one of those players, and he had the following stats. He had 1 shot on target, 1 goal, 1 clearance, and 1 block shot. Now, the goal that he scored was a free kick, and boy, was it a beauty. And again, don't want to take anything away from Arsenal with how poorly they played in the beginning of the season, but they're finally getting things going. Yes, they didn't win by a whole lot of goals, but they've been looking a lot better. They're finally healthy, and you're starting to see the team that Mikel Arteta was trying to form in the beginning of the season, and now those players are finally producing. Arsenal are obviously playing a little bit better. Now, moving on to our forwards, we have to start with none other than Cristiano Ronaldo, who I think is going to be making it week in and week out because this guy is a goal-scoring machine. Now, he had the following stats. 5 shots on target, 1 goal, 1 aerial duel. Now, he probably should have had a penalty at the end of this game, but it didn't get called. Overall, though, he was all over the pitch again, making it very difficult for West Ham. And again, this is a guy that just needs 1 or 2 chances to make an impact on the game. And again, he did it again. He's keeping a record, scoring a goal in each and every game he started, and that's continuing on. Who knows how long this will go for, but again, he's in the team this week. Next on the list then is Mohamed Salah from Liverpool. Now again, this is another player that seems to be playing out of his mind each and every week, and he had the following stats. He had 5 shots on target, 1 goal, and 1 aerial duel won. Like Ronaldo, had 5 opportunities and did score on one of those goals, but again, the same thing is he causes massive headaches for any team, and therefore, again, it's difficult not to watch him and root for this player because he's so fun to watch. His skills, the way he cuts in, passes the ball, and anytime he gets a shot off, you're thinking it may go in, and again, that is why he was picked this week. And finally, rounding out this team, we have Sarr, and this guy, again, is just showing why he's so great. He's definitely a good pickup for this club, and he had the following stats. He had 5 shots on target and 2 goals. Now, Watford, I'm really surprised with how well they've been doing so far. I think they've been fairly lucky, but again, some of the players have been playing really well. Sarr being one of them, and Dennis being the other guy that really stepped up for them, scored multiple goals this season, and I think I had Watford written off in the beginning of the season, but they may be a team that can really push past teams and also cause a lot of struggle for teams. And don't see them competing with the bigger clubs such as Chelsea, Manchester United, and Liverpool. I think those teams will easily beat them. But any mid-table team and even relegation teams are going to struggle against Watford because, again, as we've seen week in and week out now, they know how to play, they know how to score, they know how to defend, and they're kind of a fun team to watch too. Not that I'm rooting for them, but again, they're always fun to watch. And then to recap the starting 11, I'm going to post this right here so you can see exactly who's there. So like I said, what we have here, we have Ramsdale, Rudiger, Thiago Silva, Ruben Diaz, Odegaard, Milner, Rafinha, St. Max, Sarr, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Zaha. That is my top 11 this week. Comment down below what you think, and if you haven't, make sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube video. I greatly appreciate that. That helps me grow as a YouTube channel, helps get this video out to more and more people. And I think if you enjoy this video, just hit the like button because, again, why not? So that is all I have for you today on the Premier League Team of the Week. Again, if you haven't, comment down below what you think on the starting 11, the bench itself, who should have made it, who shouldn't have made it. I want to know. So again, comment down below, and we will see you next time.